Hello, I'm Steve Pavlina, and I'm here to tell you about something that's near and dear to my heart, Conscious Growth Club. We started CGC in 2017, so we're about to start our 7th year now, and I invite you to join us if you want to have a truly awesome year of growth and adventure. At the time I'm recording this, a bunch of new members have already joined, and they're already getting warm welcomes by other members, so we're off to a great start. We only open for new members to join during a 1-week window each year. And from now until May 1st, this is it for 2023. So please take the time to make a good decision here because we won't be opening again until April of 2024. CGC is a one-of-a-kind self-development community that we've been nurturing and building up for years with a lot of love and a lot of dedication. It's an online space where you can connect, learn, and grow together with other growth-oriented people to create some really rich and meaningful upgrades in your life. Now you might be wondering what sets CGC apart from other personal growth programs. Well, it's the way we create an environment that's growth-oriented and also playful, which really fosters a sense of camaraderie among the members. When you're a part of CGC, you're not just gaining access to resources and tools and coaching. You get all of that too, but you're also joining a community of people who genuinely care about each other's progress, and they want to have fun as they work on themselves. In fact, just this morning I was seeing some talk in the CGC forum about hosting online Mario Kart sessions with new members who are up for that sort of thing. In a previous year, a bunch of members, including Rochelle and me, were really into playing Among Us together. Now, those kinds of experiences are optional, but I want to emphasize that there's definitely a part of CGC that focuses on fun, which many people find is good for their mental health too. One thing I love about CGC is the diversity and the experiential range of our members. We've had members from every continent except Antarctica so far. And this rich blend of backgrounds really helps to fuel our growth because we keep learning from each other. My favorite productivity tools that I use every day, like Bear and Things, I learned about them from other CGC members. My wife, Rochelle, and I actually met through this community at one of my workshops, although that was before we started CGC. And CGC is a major up-leveling of the community that's been investing in my work since I started blogging about self-development in 2004. Suffice it to say, it's where all the cool people have congregated. You might wonder if you could find a similar kind of community somewhere on social media. But I would say no. If anything like that was out there, I would have joined it myself. It surely would have been a lot less work than to try to build it from scratch. But I have to say, after all these years, it was really worth doing. And now CGC is very stable and continues to evolve year after year. And it really is a different experience inside the club each year. That's deliberate since I don't want it to become too predictable. I want the experience to keep challenging me as well. How did CGC get started? Where did it come from? Well, the early members came from the community around my blogging work and workshops, but it's really meant for everyone who wants to invest in developing themselves to achieve more of their potential. And that involves taking a lot of action and being consistent enough over a period of years. And it especially involves getting unstuck from areas of life that just aren't working for you. That's actually a huge part of how we help each other inside. Get unstuck. Amp up your freedom, and then learn to create a really flowing relationship with life. Even if it takes you a while to get unstuck, it is so worth it. I must say that one of the most rewarding parts of CGC is watching members show up with a lot of stuckness in their lives when they initially join, and then they gradually work their way into so much more freedom and flow. And for most people, that kind of transformation isn't easy, but it's a lot easier when you have a supportive community helping you each step of the way. One difference between a paid community like CGC and a free community is that a paid community attracts more action-oriented people. You get people who are more committed, and that's a huge game changer. I belong to other paid communities too, such as the Transformational Leadership Council. And to be honest, all of them that I've joined have been helpful. Sometimes I think my biggest mistake was not getting into them sooner. Inside CGC, members discuss other paid communities too, so they can help you discover some other good ones. If you've never been involved in an immersive, paid online community like CGC, then I'd say you're in for a real treat. This is really an ideal community to be your first, and it will likely be a stepping stone to a lot more investing in your self-development. In the long run, you'll probably find that this kind of investment pays for itself many times over. This just isn't an area of life where it makes sense to sit on the sidelines. It's important to accept that we're all heavily influenced by our social circles. the quality of your social circle can have a huge impact on how your life turns out. Lots of opportunities, and statistically speaking, half of your romantic relationships in life will flow to you through your social circle. But you have to do your part by showing up and engaging. I'd say the most important factor is to spend a lot of time connecting with people who are very growth-oriented. Now that's in contrast to people who have a fixed mindset. There's something amazing about hanging out with people who know that they can always keep reinventing themselves. It's just so refreshing. Who you are and what you're capable of is not set in stone. You can become extremely flexible and adaptable and enjoy tremendous freedom. But it's really hard to do that and maintain it if your social circle isn't aligned with your getting there. One thing I recognize through many years of interacting with people from this community is that a lot of them just don't have a stable, consistent, growth-oriented, ambitious social circle that they can connect with every day for encouragement, for support, for sharing ideas, and everything else that quality friends do for each other. Many of them don't know what they're missing, though. Since my early years of blogging, I happened to develop a reputation for doing lots of different self-development explorations and experiments, such as going 40 days with no food and documenting it on YouTube with daily videos. But I'll tell you that one of my all-time favorite experiments was in 2016 when Rochelle and I spent 30 days in a row going to Disneyland. We went to Disneyland all day, every day for a month, just to see what it would do to us. And honestly, it was wonderful. We had an amazing time. We didn't want to leave afterwards. We went for 16 hours straight on our final day there. So we spent a solid month of our lives just having fun together, mostly outdoors, with thousands of other people who were there to have fun too. You know the number one reason I decided to do that experiment? I wanted the memories. Now for the rest of my life, I have the memories of spending a whole month of my life at Disneyland. That was a powerful idea I learned from my friend Zen Perrion. Keep asking the question, do I want the memories? And use that to guide your decisions. It's a nice heuristic for making some really good decisions. Do you love and cherish the memories that you're creating in your life right now? Do you look back upon the first few months of this year, for instance, with fondness? If not, then maybe it's time to make a change. And joining CGC for a year is certainly one way to really stir things up and start creating totally different memories. Memories of growth, connection, and lots of self-development exploration, of course. You know, part of Walt Disney's vision for Disneyland was that it would never be complete. It was his forever project. And as I spent a month living inside that imaginary world that he created, it got me thinking about what my forever project might be. And do I even want something like that in my life? Now I could say that my blog was my forever project because I've been doing that since 2004 and I've written and published millions of words since then. But I also wanted to create something more experiential that would help people advance their lives and stretch themselves. So about 6 months after that Disneyland experience, CGC was born. And when it started, it was very bare bones. All we had to begin with was the private discussion forum. But that was enough to get going. And then we worked with the members to figure out what else we could add. Year by year, we've kept building it up, adding more features and testing different ideas and making improvements to the overall experience. And I have to say it's working beautifully. The CGC community is very active, by the way. I think our forums have more than 129,000 messages last time I checked. We've had hundreds of Zoom calls together. Some members even meet up in person when they travel. In fact, Rochelle and I had a really nice time hanging out with a bunch of members over several days when we went to Philadelphia in 2021. We went to tourist sites and museums together. We toured a battleship together. We went to a jazz night. We went to see the Philadelphia Orchestra in concert. In fact, it was their first live concert after they had shut down for the pandemic. So I just want to make it clear that this is not just a routine online program. It really is designed to be a powerful new social circle for you, including people you could potentially hang out with in person at some point. If you found a new relationship partner through CGC, in fact, you would not be the first. Now, I know it may feel difficult to stretch yourself in that way, to really open up your social life, to start caring about people, to have people care about you, like actually care and not just pretend to care. And there's an intensity to that at first, but after a while, it will start to feel normal. And if you can create that kind of connection with people who are very growth-oriented, where those kinds of people constitute your new social home base, then continuous and consistent learning and growth and self-development will become like second nature. And that's when you can really start to self-actualize your potential. It's a wonderful place to be in life, but it does take some effort to get there. And CGC is a huge shortcut to help you make this transition way easier because I've done so much of the heavy lifting for you by assembling this growth-oriented community. Part of CGC's reason for existence is to bring this kind of elevated experience socially and growth-wise to more people who can benefit from it and who will appreciate it. We've seen firsthand the transformative power of being surrounded by people who share a similar mindset and values, and we want to make that accessible to more people. So CGC is more than just a personal growth program. It's a community. It's a support system. And it's a way for people from all walks of life to come together and help each other reach their full potential. This community is really the heart of the CGC experience, a supportive and inspiring space where you can truly be yourself, explore new possibilities, and forge lasting connections. It's a place where you can share your struggles and triumphs and know that you'll be met with understanding, encouragement, and constructive feedback. With CGC, you're not only investing in yourself, but also in the connections and friendships that you make along the way. And these relationships are the key to really unlocking the best version of yourself. Are you ready to take the leap and make this a truly special year of your life? Do you want the memories that come from being in CGC this year? That's a key motivator for why a lot of people join. Do you want the growth? Do you want to be part of the experiences that we're all going to create together over the next year? Do you want the support and the encouragement? Do you want to fill your life with growth-oriented, ambitious friends and see what that does for you? Does this sound like a heart-aligned path for you to take? If the answer is yes, great. Embrace the journey that awaits you and let your story unfold as part of the CGC adventure this year. And I'll see you inside.